Hey y'all, it's Susan at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. This is Homestead Happenings. Welcome to our newest episode of Homestead Happenings. I'm just going to be walking around our property today, talking about the weather and gardening and other things. But I just filled up the feed bucket. I'm going to move the camera back. I'm standing in mud because we had 3 days of rain. There's one of the feeders here. I've got 4 spots for them this year, and we're hoping to get all of the chickens and everybody out of the house. Pull up your muck boots and come out in the yard with me, because we're going to be busy today, and then we're going in the house for a little bit. We have frozen forecast and egg gluts. This is episode 30. We also have persnickety ducks. It's a busy day, yet a quiet one. I want to introduce the new changes to my channel early on in this video. Short introductions are getting straight to the video topic, interactive videos. Some will contain recipes, tips, and tricks. And don't forget to comment, like, and share for free ways to help my channel grow. Videos are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. Podcasts are every Tuesday at 6 a.m. And I've moved my live to the third Monday at 11 a.m. You'll also find shorts and the community tab posts. Don't forget, we have membership levels starting at 99 cents. There's 3 to choose from, and you get all kinds of benefits from becoming a channel member and supporter of this channel. I'm also pulling topics of interest into easier to find playlists, and this year I have included a few product reviews. Hubby took some old barrels and made nesting boxes for the ducks and turkeys, but our chickens like them too. We're still finding duck eggs outside of these barrels that he cut, and in places it's hard to reach. So our solution is using this mop handle. It works really great for rolling those eggs out of those hard spots for me for easy pickup. Our IM Samanis are doing well, although we did lose one of our females over the winter. The rooster is about 5 years old. We're thinking it was the older hen, and they haven't laid for a while, so we're hoping they'll start laying since spring is almost here. I'm going to back up a bit and show you our setup. I got to get this tarp back in place. We've got a very windy day. So these chickens have fared very well over the winter months. We added straw to their pen. We covered it with a tarp, and my husband added a little extra insulation on one end of the open part with a piece of tin on this one. You walk around this way. Just to give them a little bit of extra protection. And then he had some of that silver bubble wrap that he added on to the one with the mean rooster in it. But these are old tarps that we had on the kennel that blew over our fence earlier this year. So we are recycling them. They are at the end of their life. Unfortunately, they're starting to rip and tear. But otherwise, they're doing good. And y'all, the grass is just now starting to green up for us. And we've got winter weather temps below freezing. Unbelievable. Our little blind duck is laying about 1 egg per day. Some days she misses, others she doesn't. I'm going to try to get her where I can film her. There she is. She's got a little bit of an abscess on one side of her head. I don't know if you can see it. She's spinning. There you go. We did lose the other duck that was falling down. We tried the brewer's yeast. We tried regular yeast. We tried the electrolytes and other things that goes in the water, and we changed out the feed to wild feed that is higher in protein and has more nutrients in it. So she's getting that. We're hoping that abscess goes down on its own, and I won't have to go in there and lance it and open up another wound. But her head has healed pretty much. Well, that's the eggs I collected this morning. Our ducks are laying about a dozen eggs a day. Our hens are laying anywhere to 40 to 50 eggs per day. And the BB Reds are starting to pick up, and I think yesterday I got 7 or 8 eggs out of them. So everybody is in egg glut. Muddy waters mean clean ducks. My husband actually picked up another one of the little turtle sandboxes off the side of the road. So now they have 2 of those, and they really enjoy getting in and out of the water. However, we have cold temperatures coming Monday and Tuesday that will be below freezing, so these will be taken down and emptied out so they don't freeze and crack. He was also able to pick up another little kiddie pool. Of course, the water is muddy. I didn't get a chance to change it out because we've had 3 days of rain, and they have been in and out of these for those 3 days with all the rain, etc. But we pick up these off the side of the road when we can. We like the green turtle sandboxes better. They're stronger. But this will probably last us 1 season. We have signs of life in our raised beds in our victory garden. That is chocolate mint. I believe that is lemon balm. I think this one is catnip. And I think that's either catnip or hyssop. One of those two. The garlic is coming up very nicely. And I wanted to see if the sage or anything else has come back that we planted last year. This bed was sage. And I have a sage coming up. So I didn't kill it off completely. And that is weeds. So we didn't get out here and get everything cleaned up like we wanted to last year. So we're going to be working really hard to try to get our garden ready before the last frost, which is April 17th in our zone, which is zone 7B. Here's our tansy, and it's beautiful. We don't eat it or use it for anything other than for the bees and the garden. Garden season is upon us, and I have got to figure out what I need to can this year. So I'm in the pantry looking at the meat. We have seasoned pork butt, some barbecue shredded chicken, some barbecue pork. We got some chicken there. We have some ham broth. We have some deer tenderloin. I've got 4 jars of that. I've got a jar of beef stew back there and a jar of bacon left. And the rest of this is ground deer. And I'm probably going to start feeding some of this ground deer to the dogs as a treat because we've got so much of it in our pantry. I've got a shelf and a half in my meat locker that I can add meat to. I'm going to close the doors on that. We are emptying shelves, y'all. So I've got 2 shelves there. I've got a partial shelf there, partial there. And I've moved everything over that I can. And I'm actually finding stuff in here I had forgot I canned. Like Rotel. Forgot I canned it. Got plenty of tomatoes in here, but I'm going to grow tomatoes anyway. We like our tomatoes. I'm going to switch sides, so you'll pardon the angles. And this is where most of our vegetables go. And we've got the navy beans I recently canned. I got to get in there and finish canning up those beans. I've got some turnip greens, some purple whole peas, some potatoes, and turnips that I forgot I had, so I moved them out. And I need to can some more Hoppin' John because I've only got 2 jars there. So I've got plenty of fruits. We've got another turnip green down here. I must have not had room down there. Carrots, green tomatoes, and hominy. Starting to see some holes in my dry goods, which I'm happy about because that means I'm using them up. I do a lot of dehydrating, and so we've got some dehydrated stuff that wouldn't fit in my other cabinet over here, like some bunching onions and bell peppers, celery. So those holes are good because that means I can eventually fill this up with more home canned items. We don't really do a lot with the jams and jellies and some of the juices, which I need to start using the juices and the jams and jellies up. I do have homemade tomato paste that I did last year. I still have a couple of my sugar-free strawberry jam. I still have some apple juice canned. Got a lot of fruit, a lot of blackberries, applesauce, pie filling, and I don't have any of my homemade relish. I do have some cowboy candy back there. This is jalapeno jam. So I do have a couple of jars of jalapeno, the cowboy candy, and more pie filling in the back there. Coming around, y'all. This side looks pretty good because I just redid that this winter. However, I'm going to have to talk to my canning lady because my Amish butter is just about used up. I use this for baking because it's soft. I don't have to mess with it to soften butter. I do need to buy some more cocoa powder and some more chia seed. But we have plenty of dry beans, and I have 5-gallon buckets of beans as well. And I really do need to get some of those in jars for quick fix meals. So here's the pastas. There's the bow ties that I made this week. And I got lots and lots of pizza sauce down here. I was hoping to have grandkids up here because they like pizzas and they don't come visit like they used to. So this closet is pretty well stocked. This is where I keep all my overflow of seasonings and dehydrated foods. We've got some ginger root. We've got some okra snack. And eggplant croutons. So we've got plenty of dehydrated vegetables in here. I got some potatoes down there. They don't look pretty, but they're still edible. And then our store-bought section, I'm hoping to dwindle it down eventually to just a few items and have more canning space for my canning jars. So I've got all kinds of stuff in there. I've been using up the tomato sauce, and I'm going to be hopefully canning some tomato sauce this year, but I can always open up a can of tomatoes and puree them up and use it as sauce, so that's no big deal. I'm not using that C word canned soup. These were bought on discount. I do keep iodized salt in here. My husband likes iodized salt. And I got some more nutritional yeast there, some olive oil, a few cans of tomato paste, some tomato products here. I need to open up that can of butter and just check it out. It doesn't have an expiration date. Then we have all of our apothecary teas. This is the back side of that shelf. I do have some dry beans down here. And that's onion ring for onion rings. This is pancake mix. And I do have 1 jar of mixed vegetables. I have green tomato slices, and then I have my overflow pantry where I'm trying to use up these older products. Like this one is 2021. The turnips, I believe, were 2021 as well. They need to be used up this year. So if we don't eat them, we'll give them to our chickens. We're still bringing in a lot of eggs. And I've got to get busy in the kitchen because I've got pasta to make. I want to thank you all for coming along and checking out our channel. And yes, I'm going to be rolling some more noodles, and I'm going to be making some bow ties and other things for our pantry. Be blessed and a blessing, folks. Thank you for watching Homestead Happenings. Here's some content I think you might like. Thank you for visiting our homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hype, and share to help our small channel grow. See you next time for more simple living, frugal tips, and farmyard fun.